Welcome, Cancer, to your uplifting messages. Thank you for your patience, and I appreciate your support. I appreciate the views, the likes, and the shares. I wish you an amazing Virgo season, plenty of blessings. So, we're going to start with the affirmation that came out. For you, it's embracing my flaws. I wholeheartedly embrace the facets of my being that may be deemed flawed or imperfect, recognizing that they contribute to my distinctiveness and inherent beauty. My identity is not shaped by the errors or setbacks I encounter, but rather by my unwavering determination and personal development. I harbor genuine self love, cherishing every aspect of myself, flaws included. Okay, so at this time, I feel like there's a sense where this Virgo season is asking you to kind of look within and for you to focus on yourself. Okay, I feel like the fact that we left Leo season, which was like we were proud of our flaws. Actually, we were actually standing on business and facing certain challenges hands hands on or head on when it came to wanting to achieve something and you felt like my weakness or my challenges are not going to stand in the way, so I'm just going to push. But right now, arriving into the season, there's a sense of nitpicking and focusing on a lot of details, and sometimes wondering if certain things that occurred in our life could have been avoided if we had fixed certain things. So, right now, I mean, there's a sense of rebuilding yourself into who you were meant to be, anyways, because you're not really changing, you're just revealing yourself to yourself. Hopefully, that's was understood. But let's go ahead with another advice card at this time. So, for some of you, money matters. So you're focusing on expenses, saving, cutting costs, resource plan ahead, make an informed choice, invest your money wisely. But some of you are moving up anyways. So your money is moving up, and you're able to probably start planning on achieving more than you did last year. Maybe within the career, the job, the company that you're in, whatever projects is going to take a new level as well. Okay, so for Cancer group number one, we have flexibility. Adapt slowly by using versatility, compromise, adaptation, change, be flexible in your methods. I feel like there's someone that's actually, this is the head of the family or the head of a company. This person has a lot of ideas, okay? And they have a lot of options as well. The only thing is, like as you can see, this is an octopus. They don't have hands like us human beings, okay? So this could also talk about someone that has a lot of fingers in different pies or in different projects, but they're not really grasping the evolution or even the purpose of the projects. And because by having a lot of fingers in different pies, it's hard to analyze things. Things are kind of blurry. It doesn't really make any sense. So for some, it's almost like you're gonna have to call on a mediator or have a fixer, okay, to see what the problem is, what the issue is. Because there's a sense for some, you felt like you could keep things at bay, problem wise, but then there's a sense that you're, even if your head is on a swivel about what you need to do, what you need to correct, what you need to fix, there's something within you that seems to also be, I'm not saying not working, but you're not able to latch onto it the way that you're supposed to. It's supposed to be you feel like you're grasping at straws, but there's a lack of understanding of the situation that you're in, if it's an issue that you're not able to solve, but it's related to something about you. So you have no choice but to embrace your flaws, because I feel like there's a message that they have to tell you at this time. For others of you, there's also this energy of the star power, becoming an influencer of the company and earn fame, popularity, step into the spotlight. I feel like if it's related to this issue here, where you might be the employer or you might be a consultant, you might be the one that just, you could have started out and you actually are realizing the problems that the company has. And the good thing about it is that some people are open to listen, some people are open to your solutions, and they are able to see your drive, your independence, but they also see that you're a problem solver, so you're gonna be moving pretty fast, cancers. Okay, what angel numbers, angel messages do we have for the cancers that are out there in the world? Something wanted to jump up. 1414 different. So one is the number of the individual, so that would be you, and four, it has to do, this four is different because it's more of the home. It's also talking about having to, I hear relax, but usually it's more about someone that's closed off. So maybe someone do need to relax about someone else's close offness, or it could be your own. The keyword here, or the lesson, is difference, intelligence, dynamic, making a difference, failures, personal or spiritual development. Okay. Also, the four here seems to be related to the roof, the home, something related to the home. So there could be a sense that someone is doing some type of renovations or needing to renovate, but it could also talk about your own mind being closed off to your own individuality due to what happened in the past, because you feel like what you are showing to the world is not really what you think you are showing to the world is not really what's reflected back to you in the hearts of hearts. And that's the thing, some of you are trying to make a difference in the world. um it's almost like being in an what, Jehovah's Witness, sorry about that, trying to be a Jehovah's Witness, spreading the word, but people are closed off to it. So I feel like that's how you feel about your own, maybe career, job, even relationship. So the lessons involved is our intelligence, dynamics, making a difference, failures, personal or spiritual development. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. So the details that are being presented to us, I feel like as a collective, not only to you, cancers, is that you have to recognize failure as it is. Maybe this is the energy that you have to take it as fun, which is not something to do for all of us, because of course pride gets in the way. You want things to look a certain way. So there's a sense about control too. You want to show yourself a certain way because of control, but you're not always in control. And also, if you actually are, because I feel like there's a sense of a group of cancers that want to make a difference in their world. By making a difference, you're gonna have to stand out, and you have to accept yourself wholeheartedly with your weird ass self. Okay. Even if people calls you, like, maybe you've been called weirdos in the past, or if you were in school, like, you felt different from other people, you felt like you needed to isolate yourself. Okay. Also here, I guess I wasn't really meant to see that much, but for some of you, it could also be an issue in a love affair. Okay. I mean, I just focus on the love affair when it comes to this message here, but let's say you are at work, you don't really want to mingle unless it's actually a very, you feel like it's going to be a serious relationship. So there's a sense of following your intuition and instinct, but this is more of your masculine and feminine energy coming together as one in a way that's never been seen before. And it's it's just that's what you have to do to yourself here. There's a sense of you needing to accept yourself just like that. Can you do it, Cancers? Can you fall in love with yourself? Okay. Let's go ahead with your attractor card or magnetic card, or what will make you more attractive at this time, whether it's in love, career, job, money, whatever you want, health even. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. But sorry, I got distracted by the card side. So true manifesting is about receiving what is the highest good for all, but I feel like it's kind of related to that. It's like maybe there's an aspect of you that is trying to not latch on, but it's trying to tell you something, right? Because with the latch on, we kind of, I feel like maybe it is your own Virgo energy that's trying to give you some type of information about your own self that you may have not accepted yourself in all the ways that you should have, and because of that you're kind of missing out. Okay, so let's go ahead with the tarot and see what additional information we're going to get. So again, use your intuition. The cards are there to kind of show you where you are in your environment, in your mindset. It could also show people that are closest to you, if that's what you are kind of worried about, if that is what your focus is on. But follow your intuition, okay? Don't just fall for the BS. Okay, let's go. What is the focus for the Cancer energies? I don't think I need to tell Cancer that though, but still. But yeah, I feel like that's the only step that you need to do. Accept yourself wholeheartedly, love yourself, accept the flaws, accept the what you considered strength, and I feel like you'll be able to go to the next level. You'll be able to make the difference that you want to make in your world at this time, and not be so backed down by failures. Okay. Ooh, we have the High Priestess energy. Okay. I feel like right now she's telling me that the same thing. She's asking us, you Cancers, to focus on your heart. Like it seems that your heart is going to lead you where you need to go, but there's a specific truth that needs to come out. What is this truth about, really? The Queen of Wands and the Five of Swords. I feel like it's again talking about the failures. I feel like someone is reminiscing about the good old days where the Queen of Wands is kind of giving me like Miss Universe kind of energy, or yeah, Miss Universe kind of energy, or the popular woman, the popular girl, okay, that felt like she could get anything that she wanted. And with the Five of Swords energy, I feel like she was the heartbreaker, okay, she was the heartbreaker. And I feel like with the Five of Swords also, some people didn't like you for whatever reason. Some people didn't like you, even if they were under your nose, in a sense that even if these people are like chilling with you, I feel like there was some type of competition. So I mean, it could have been men, but I feel like those are just people that were in your group that didn't really like what you were projecting, or what you are projecting at this time, okay? But I feel like there's a sense that you're hiding something, because something about yourself that you don't want to feel rejected, or you don't want to be rejected too. However, what's going on is that there's this Queen of Wands energy is gonna start acting up though. So it's almost like the world that used to be will come into contact with the now. Okay, and probably this is what Jupiter in Cancer energy is about. There's something that has to be brought up to the surface so that we can heal it, but so that we can pay attention to it. So with this two energy of the Queen of Wands and the Five of Swords, I feel like you'll be able to reconnect with that popular side of yourself, with that. Some people might have thought that you were a mean girl, you just stood on business. Okay, but yeah, I feel like you are reconnecting with that. Okay, um she's giving me this non vibe, so this could also be someone that has taken a celibacy course of action for now, but it could also be just what is being revealed, what is being revealed to you about your life, okay, about your past, something that you might have ignored or felt like it wasn't really relevant to the situation here. um but I feel like, yes, your world is going to collide at the moment with the past. Okay, so this Queen of One energy, and it could not be, I feel like it's you though. I wanted to see if it's no, this is Cancer energy, this is Cancer energy, and this is the others. It could be your relationship, it could be the acquaintance, whatever. It's going to play out in different ways, but I feel like there is a dynamic that is going to be replaying in your life now, and you're not going to know what's going on. So pay attention, because it has something to tell you, but it's also attached to something that you want and desire. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else about this priestess that needs to be revealed at this time? Also, it's like, I don't know if you're like, you're the leader in your group of friends, okay? But it seems that your group of friends are losers. No offense, and there's a sense that the Queen of One energy is coming back up for you to cut your losses with these people. They don't get it. Someone is just following around what is being said on the news, what other people tell them to do, what their parents tell them to do. No offense. I mean, if you're a kid, you have to listen. But I think, Cancer, you create a cocoon out of obligations because you felt like people wouldn't really like this side of you. It's like there's this Queen of Wands energy in maturity that makes you much more invisible than when you were a kid. So now people are just going to be hating. They're just going to say a whole lot of nonsense. Can we clarify this High Priestess once more, just in case we have other information that needs to come out? Ooh. We have the Two of Cups energies. Put it there, it's better than Five of Swords. Okay, so the keywords are unified love, attraction, relationships, partnerships, romantic, entanglements, share, understanding. Okay, and what it's clarified by the Hermit energy and the Page of Cups. Okay, yeah, you are going to realize that you want a specific type of relationship in your life. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or if it's friendship or if it's colleagues, even acquaintance, any kind of relationship. Okay, any kind of relationship, even if it's a business relationship. I feel like you're realizing that you've outgrown a situation, you've outgrown some people, you've outgrown a way of doing things. Okay, and the funny part about it is that it's the Page of Cups that's telling you that. It's almost like this tentative approach to change. I feel like that could be a Scorpio energy or a Scorpio kid. But freshness, idealism, bright future, creative, yeah. I feel like you don't realize that you have a bright future ahead of you, and someone is trying to reveal it in ways that are kind of dreamy, kind of fun, not too pushy, but they're letting you know about the possibilities, opportunities, dreamer, possibility. Okay, this one, okay, again, guys, I love this deck because it comes with affirmations. Okay, it says, I'm seeking solitude to explore my options with wisdom. But I don't really feel like you're seeking solitude in that kind of way. I just feel like you're using or wanting to use, sorry about that, the wisdom energy, just like the Hermit, where you just get to stop and think. Like he's almost like sleeping, standing up. Okay, so again, self reflection, what the heck? Self reflection, introspection, enlightenment, spiritual contemplation, receiving or giving advice. So you're gonna realize that you've outgrown something. It is what it is. Initially, it may have, I feel like it may have come up in the last couple of months, but it wasn't really something that you were willing to dwell upon. You just saw it as play. Okay, but I feel like that's what the high priestess is trying to reveal: who you are, what you need to get off, what you need to get rid of, sorry, and what you need to attract at this time, and what is a possibility instead of um I want to say an annoyance. Yeah, like being annoyed at your feelings can't be an issue at this time, but it's this is still available on the table, but you'll have to go through the hermit energy if you're unsure. Okay, because this is kind of giving me energy of letting go of something. Yeah, see the four wands energy. This is something's going to be revealed, but this is also talking about that some of you might want a new house, you might want a new home. Okay, but this is the marriage card. Okay, that is the marriage card. Yeah, you want to belong to someone, or you want to belong to a place. You want to have these deep feelings. Okay, and with the queen of one energy, which seems to have been hidden, buried, maybe because you felt like it brought a lot of trouble with you. Maybe you felt like it's more trouble than it's worth, and then you decided to adorn yourself with another personality trait and kind of focus on that. But I mean, it was actually meant to be. It's just that now, because you kind of took that nunnery a bit too far, and that's not really your purpose, to stay in the non energy, or to stay. That's funny. Yeah, non could also be not receiving, not allowing things to come into fruition. Um, Not thinking you're gonna have a kid, not thinking you're gonna have a baby, not thinking you're gonna get married, not thinking that you can get the life that you want. So you've been arrested at some time, maybe because the love needed to be filled up. Okay, maybe like you needed to recognize the love that's within you, the power of it, instead of letting other people just play with your feelings. Okay, so what's helping the cancers at this time? Oh, so I guess that needed to come out. The Five of Swords energy is helping you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so this is related to the aspect of self. It's wanting to make a difference. What are we wanting to make a difference for? And does it mean that we have to, you cancers, I'm talking to you, I'm just talking as if it's a weak conversation, but does it mean that we have to embrace the things that we don't want to show to others because we feel like it's bad, because we feel like it's weird? But you know what, the Five of Swords energy is associated with Venus in Aquarius, and the funny thing is Aquarius do represents the future, right? So the weirdos are the gains of the future, and vice versa. So what's clarifying that Five of Swords energy? Okay, because it's almost like you're gonna feel like the loss is actually a gain eventually, probably due to the kind of relationship that you're gonna attract. You're gonna like, oh, okay, makes sense. I needed to make space for some other things to come through, and these things that are coming through are so much better. Okay, so we have Two of Swords and a Six of Swords. Yeah, I feel like some of you are just gonna be like, not say nothing to nobody. Think you're just gonna block people and move on and focus on other things, even if it hurts. Ooh, Cancer, you're being like hardcore. Okay, can we have an additional information for this Five of Swords? Okay, but also the Two of Swords is almost like taking it's both ways. Even though you might be blocking someone, and moving on, you're not doing it without feeling the loss. You're not doing it. It's the Five of Swords. It's a loss situation. You know, it's like you lost, you lost me, and I lost you. And at the moment, that's exactly what it feels. It feels like loss. But then when you're actually thinking about the future, you realize that your loss is a gain. Okay. And that there's better things coming. The Six of Swords energy. But I feel like that's just your attitude. You're like, goodbye, thank you. Goodbye and thank you, yeah. Is there any additional information for the Five of Swords? Because again, this is an energy that's supposed to help you, so I guess you'll have to be blunt. And it could talk about blunt energy, but I feel like it could talk about like maybe you're the kind of person that doesn't really say what they mean, and now you have to. And probably with the new people, I don't know if like you've been trying to like walk on eggshells presently, but I feel like there's going to be a change. There's going to be a switch where you're just going to say what you feel. You're going to say what you need to say. People are going to take it whether they like it or not. Okay, so the people that really do have your back are just gonna scoff it off. The proper expression as, oh, she being crazy today, or some of the people may not like it, or some people are not really gonna like the real you. Just saying. But for others of you that are like kind of doing like this blank canvas thing where you're just letting go of certain acquaintances of friendship, or even certain connections that you feel it has outweighed their due, it doesn't mean anything. There's no way for me to vouch for that at this time. Okay, but this energy, I feel like there's going to be something that's going to be revealed in Libra season, or I feel like you are going to be doing the cut, letting go during Libra season. Can we clarify the Five of Swords additionally? Sorry. Ooh, the Temperance energy. Let's start with the affirmation. I can manage my needs and resources wisely to create harmony. Okay. Balance, patience, moderation, calm, self-control, cooperating with others, finding solution. Okay. I feel like someone is going to go to the doctor for, I don't know, some kind of skin treatment. Okay. Also, I feel like there's something related to someone's heart. Again, I'm not a doctor. You'll have to see a doctor about that. But again, with the Temperance energy, it's balance, patience, moderation, calm, self-control, cooperating with others, finding solutions. Okay, so that's what's gonna happen, just because of the fact that this is the problem with us. Sometimes we think being nice is the way to your heaven, to everyone. And sometimes you don't be nice to yourself. Sometimes you don't be nice to the aspect of yourself that are actually being harsh to you. Well, they have become harsh because you've ignored them. Okay, so it's almost like the movies of, what is it, the ghosts of the girlfriends in the past with Matthew McConaughey, whatever. Hopefully I said his name properly, but because he was refusing to accept love in the way that he should have, he was like just cutting off ties whenever things got too deep because he didn't want to fall into it. He didn't want to feel it. He doesn't understand the healing information that he would have gotten from the love, which eventually he did at the end. But yeah, the past was a remedy for him, because the past has this goody energy. It's almost like it's the closest connection to source in a way, because if we're talking about it from a timing energy, when we're thinking about the past, especially if you're younger, especially if you had like a childhood where you have good memories, right, you're able to focus on that, and it's so simple but it's so joyful. But also, like, what, you're 6, 5, 13, you just arrive on this earth, so there's still a sense of goodness that's in you, whether people have tried to tell you or not. Okay. um and that's why in the Bible they talk about Jesus mentioned about the kids being protected by angels because they're new. They smell like source, but this earth can manipulate them if they're not aware of it. Okay, so there's an aspect of you that may have been that you might have cut off altogether because of the hurt and the pain, or just because of the way you felt like the reality or the environment was making you feel like a degenerate or something, like you were trash, or why the fuck am I here kind of energy. So you, there is power in your own treasure. Okay, there is power in your pain, and you're not meant to stay in a that aspect of you is not meant to stay painful. It just, the pain of it is that you'll feel it again. You'll feel the memory. I'm mostly talking about the negative ones, but if certain things happen, you're gonna feel that, but then it's gonna reveal something else, and then you can go to the other side, because growth happens in all areas, right? Emotionally speaking. So sometimes things doesn't hurt anymore because we've been able to transform that energy. Okay, so that's what this is meant. Like, you have to love your whole self, even the aspect of self that you feel is unlovable, the aspect of self that you feel like people are not going to get it. Some people are, hence, but you have to open your heart, you have to take a chance, you have to be able to accept certain losses along the way. What is the advice for the Pisces and people? Sorry, you're not Pisces. Maybe you are dealing with a Pisces at this time. Maybe your new boo or your new best friend or colleague, whatever, is going to be a Pisces, and they might help you with the love thing, with the accepting yourself as is, but mostly love. Yeah. Okay, so what's the advice for the Cancers? What's the advice for the Cancers? Ooh, 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 ooh. It is the Star. Okay, but I feel like here, I feel like Cancers have put an armor around their heart, and it's almost like you started a group. You started a group, or you started a gang of people that decided to like come together, but you're still the leader. That leadership energy has not left you. You attract people, they like to be around you, they like your energy, but you're the one who's leading them. So if you're leading them with hypocrisy or nefarious energy, ooh, that's a bit too deep. Nefarious energy, or just a way of thinking, like, I feel like it can just become like a virus, and it has spread within your group of friends, and then once you heal and you wake up, you realize, oh, what the heck did I do? What kind of influence do I have? So it's very important here that you are aware of the type of influence that you have, okay? Because you don't want to you don't want to influence the wrong things to others, okay? Just because you're unaware, just because you didn't heal, just because you didn't deal with your own thing, but then you're wanting people to be around you, you're wanting, people's energy. Yes, there is this effortless exchange, right, when you get with people, but I feel like there's a sense that once you wake up, certain people won't be privy to who you are, or some people are not going to accept it. They're like, yo, this person just did a 180, who are you again? So they're like, we're not really friends like that, because you've been wearing your mask for such a long time. I'm not even sure who you are. Okay, so because of the fact that you've been wearing an armor around your heart for the longest time, it's gonna hurt when you take it off. Just saying, it's gonna hurt when you're gonna take it off. But the star energy is about healing. Okay, the star energy is about healing, and it's also thinking of the future in a much more positive way with everyone involved. So you could heal your group, okay? You could heal your group. You could send out positive vibes to your people, obviously, and when you are around them. However, if people don't want to change, yes, because we did talk about making a difference. If people are not willing to realize that we'll have to go in a new direction because there's something that needs to be done on this earth that's very important, because the star is not just feelings, it's about creating the world that you want with the people in it. But again, there's a million people out there too. We all want our dreams to make sense to each other. So that's why we become part of groups. So becoming part of groups just intensify that energy. Sometimes I'm not saying that you're gonna leave people because you're gonna realize that they are uh, an enemy, which could be. I feel like that energy was more in the past, but now there's just this energy of accepting differences, even if you don't really want to be part of whatever that has been growing unbeknownst to you. Okay. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. So okay, I got excited because I saw the nine. Some of you are gonna get married. Okay, the Four of Wands again. I feel like this is also a new home. Okay, you're a new home, and then you have the Nine of Cups. Ooh, the first time I've seen the Nine of Cups within this deck because it's brand new. But sorry, let me put the good energy out there for the Cancers at this time. I feel like there's no need to worry about endings at this time, Cancer. I feel like within this Virgo season, there are going to be some important endings happening, but it's for your good, because you're going to end up getting everything that you want. I feel like Four Wands, Nine of Cups, this is baby energy. So if you're not trying to get someone pregnant, or if you're not trying to get pregnant, take precautions. But I feel like, again, this is giving me the Queen of Wands energy as a grown-ass woman. Okay, could also be for a man energy, because I feel like there's a sense of feeling that inner goodness about life, that sexiness energy that's coming out, and it's like, oof, some people are gonna want to be part of that, but you are sitting, because this is the advice, is being hopeful for the future. There are miracles along the way, there are opportunities along the way, but there's a sense of you needing to open up to it, or there's a sense of feeling free. It's almost like a full energy, but it's kind of using the past, a positive aspect of the past, to be to have empathy for other people, but to also feel like, your whole life cannot be considered as one bad apple, right? There've been positive things that has occurred, and as you're sitting within that, it's just gonna be, it's gonna expand within your life. I also feel like there's a sense of gratitude energy that needs to be included as well. Let's see if we have anything else to clarify the star. But so far with the Four of Wands, Nine of Cups, I feel like it's asking you to be happy here, because there are good things happening. There are good things unfolding. Yeah. We have the Hangman energy. Yeah, because the Hangman energy for some of you Cancers is that this is, yeah, this is in the works. This is working behind the scenes you're not aware of. But what's actually controlling it is you. Are you open to this new energy, or do you have to learn more? Maybe there's something that you have not realized, or it's not making sense. So with the Hangman energy, just clarifying this, I have to view the matters from a new perspective. That's what this is. Okay, so again, new perspective, self-surrender, liberation, absolution, independence, contemplation, spiritual development, sacrifice for a higher cause. Oof. Okay, so I feel like Cancers already know what's going to be up. I feel like you've already contemplated that energy. Look, Pisces has came out again. The Hangman is related to Pisces. Yeah, and the reason why the Hangman came out, sorry that I didn't stop at the Nine of Cups. I know it's one of the high, but look, it's because this this needs to be acknowledged, the Three of Swords. But you're gonna say bye to people, okay? You're gonna say bye to people, but it doesn't really matter. Why? Because of the world energy. Because the Three of Swords is a lesson, so it's almost like we're not putting a lesson to rest. You've learned from the lesson, okay? You've aced the exam, you passed the test, but for some of you, you are retaking this test. You've been retaking this test for a whole lot, for a lot of times, for a lot of times, from numerous times in your life, okay? And we're doing it once more with this Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer wants to make you feel good. So it won't give you the hard stuff now, right away. But I feel like it's going to give you some type of realization if certain things have to go, or if you have to unburden yourself and feel free. So again, with the world, this is talking about a completion, okay? So that's where you're going. Fulfillment, harmony, completion, integration. Again, very important. You cannot discard a piece of yourself. It's not gonna work. You're gonna feel like a crazy person who's lost. You're gonna feel like you're in the woods and you're lost. You don't know where to go, and it's never gonna end until you accept and start loving yourself. So achievement, sense of belonging, travel, unity, wholeness, celebration. Again, with the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands came out twice, okay, with this, but one of the keywords for Four of Wands is a celebration. So you are, there is going to be something to celebrate, okay? Yeah, but this has to happen first.